All right, folks, it is March 18th, 2025, and we're going to be talking about this XRP finish line that is in sight. I am wearing the update that we got on Christmas from the bear. Whether you believe in it or not, I just find it interesting. And just a beautiful picture that really symbolizes where we're at. What I mean by the XRP finish line is I'm talking about the end of all of the BS that we had to go through. In the thumbnail of this video, I decided to use that background as that gold brick pathway with President Trump on that thumbnail right alongside that bear. Just because I thought it looked cool, but also because we really are at the end of the gravel road and we're about to hop on that gold brick path, and it's going to be smooth and it's going to be beautiful on the other side of this, and you're starting to see what we're uncovering. JFK files have just been dropped. President Trump speaking with Putin today. We have the Fed meeting taking place tomorrow. Massive amounts of volatility in the market right now. For those who aren't tapped in, who don't have a serious thesis and plan behind their investments, their business, and their life, they're getting confused, distracted, and left behind. I would just ask that you guys help me out by liking this video, sharing it out far and wide. If you're new here, make sure you guys have subscribed and hit that notification bell. We are completely funded and supported through you guys and your support, so thank you so much. It means the world to me. Everything there at ZachRector.com. I'm going to get right on into it, guys. Big update tonight. Hope you guys are doing well. And once again, you know, I'm wearing this one. I really thought that it shows us, you know, we've been watching these riddles and pictures and this story and this timeline in the world stage, and we truly are at the end of the rough patch. You know, it's just like the Perseverance picture where the storm is behind us. And if you don't believe in those riddles and pictures, that's okay. Just take it directly from the horse's mouth, Brad Garlinghouse, who says that headwinds have shifted into tailwinds, essentially acknowledging that the momentum is now behind us. And you've seen that on the price chart. You see it in the fundamentals growing. You see it in the interest of the ETF race. We've been keeping you updated on that one with Franklin Templeton, the most recent to file for an ETF. Why did the SEC stall up and hold off on launching over 60 plus ETFs? Maybe the suits want to get ready to sell it with slideshow presentations, or be like Bitnomial Exchange and actually sue the SEC to be able to sell XRP futures products. That's how badly the suits want to make sure, and you know how it's set up. And we're going to break it down for you guys in tonight's update, current events, financial markets, and how to take advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. I hope you appreciated the two updates that we dropped today. Critical update, major milestones on RLUSD. I'm going to talk a little bit about that more later. And then also honing in on this private ledger conversation confusion. As always, I just try to cut through and get to the facts for you guys between all these narratives, between all this FUD. We got overhype, right? And then we also have FUD, and we have to cut through it all. A lot of BS out here. And so we got to be careful. We got to trust but verify. And that's what we have been trying to provide for you guys now for 4 years. I really do appreciate your support. And, you know, I thought that we were going to be way ahead on this timeline. Just now getting the JFK files. Still not having the list of the name. I don't like to say that name, but you know what list I'm talking about, the flight logs and everything, right? We're still waiting for a lot to be released, but I have to remind everybody before we get into it that this is the largest military sting operation known to man, and it's still underway. You know, part of me was thinking that we were going to get the fake out today, right? I was waiting patiently, as many of you guys were. Are we even going to get the JFK files today? Did they try to fake them out, you know? But we did finally get the release. Here it is, posted to the archives.gov website. JFK assassination records. The documents have been dropped. Now, I haven't had time to look at them. Here are the major findings that I'm seeing so far as we've been reported on through X tonight from Geiger Capital. The CIA assassinated JFK, the sitting president of the United States. Quote, the day after the assassination, Gary Underhill left Washington. A small clique within the CIA was responsible, he confided. Less than 6 months later, Underhill was found shot to death, ruled a suicide. Also, CIA's global web exposed, 34 secret bases mapped from Johannesburg to Tokyo. So many had speculated that it was some faction within our government, or as directly quoted in this document, a clique within the CIA. Now, we weren't ready to, we didn't know exactly who it was. Many people had speculated, but I think today's documents are really just shining a light, a lot of what we already knew, but it's going to, a good friend Johnny in our Discord group said it's only going to lead to more questions than answers. And I believe that that's kind of what it's looking like so far. I mean, the CIA is the three-letter agency that was involved. We had our suspicions. And most importantly, too, I think that we need to highlight, why was John F. Kennedy such a threat to the establishment? What exactly was he working towards? And I'll let you guys in the comments fill it out as far as what he was working on, and many great things that we're in the process of. And fast forward here to 2025, we're in the process of many more great things, trying to achieve peace, trying to build back a real economy, trying to be the leaders in the digital asset space, and really trying to actually build out prosperity, peace, and a level playing field for the world, across this planet. Not just for America, but a level playing field for the world. That's the end goal for me. I mean, that's the so when I say XRP Finish Line, we're at the end of the rough patch in the XRP case. Very similar. We're at the end of the rough patch, I think, of nearly losing our country. Definitely lost our republic, and we're trying to restore it right now. Now, here is the statement, official statement from President Trump meeting and having a call with Vladimir Putin. They spoke about the need for peace and ceasefire in the Ukraine war. Both leaders agreed that this conflict needs to end with a lasting peace. They also stressed the need for improved bilateral relations between the United States and Russia. The blood and treasure that both Ukraine and Russia have been spending in this war would be better spent on the needs of their people. This conflict should never have started and should have been ended long ago with sincere and good faith peace efforts. The leaders agreed that the movement to peace will begin with an energy and infrastructure ceasefire. And so Russia has agreed for the next 30 days to not attack any energy infrastructure, as well as technical negotiations on implementation of a maritime ceasefire in the Black Sea, full ceasefire and permanent peace. These negotiations will begin immediately in the Middle East. The leaders spoke broadly about the Middle East as a region of potential cooperation to prevent future conflicts. They further discussed the need to stop proliferation of strategic weapons and will engage with others to ensure the broadest possible application. The two leaders shared the view that Iran should never be in a position to destroy Israel. The two leaders agreed that a future with an improved bilateral relationship between the United States and Russia has a huge upside. This includes enormous economic deals and geopolitical stability when peace has been achieved. Ultimately, at the end, I know, people are still hesitant to say that this is going to be lasting, that this is going to work out. The ceasefire in Israel and Gaza just ended today. Did it really ever end, right? It seems to be, just like was uncovered in the JFK documents, the CIA having bases across the world. I mean, we already knew this stuff, right? At this point, I just watched the Hollywood movies, and I just figure that whatever they're showing us on the Hollywood screen, it's probably close, or at least maybe rhymes with what's actually taking place, right? And so I think that we continue to pray for peace. We love to see that, we could achieve some peace here. Great deals to be done between Ukraine and Russia, rich with energy. And I see many, this is a common theme that I actually see across this world. Look right across the border here with Canada. Countries that are rich with natural resources and potential. We just need to stabilize and get control and really, ultimately set the people free. Boy, that region out there is a tough situation that's been fought over for centuries, literally. And at the end of the day, I've just made the point that the United States of America is not in a position to basically send a check that can cash. We can send ammunition and weapons, but our country is broke, and we have to adjust and acknowledge that before we can continue sending and funding this operation over there, or in many of the other conflicts that we've now found ourselves in the middle of. But it looks like peace is on our doorsteps. And I'm also going to speak about how this relates back to the markets and the Fed meeting coming up here tomorrow, and basically a flip back to risk on environment. potentially coming around the corner, because the common theme with all these countries, including the United States of America, is the debt crisis and the debt and the deficit that we face. This is a common theme across many of these countries. Now, after 286 days in space, the stranded astronauts are finally home thanks to Elon Musk's SpaceX. So we are back. The astronauts that were up there in space, low Earth orbit, wherever they were at, whatever they were doing, they have made it back. And this whole narrative and story with Elon Musk, it almost seems too good to be true. I mean, the guy's going through a lot, but this was handed off on a silver platter to the Trump administration and Elon Musk. Elon Musk was on Sean Hannity tonight, and I have a clip of him on Sean Hannity talking about the attacks that he's been facing. But the silver platter that this one was handed off to, and Elon speaking about how the Biden administration did not accept his help for political reasons. At any point here, we could have brought these astronauts back home. They didn't have to be stranded up there, wherever they were at. But because of political reasons, they didn't want to let Elon Musk get the job done. And Elon Musk showing up here on Hannity tonight. I'm going to play this clip here. It's very interesting to watch what's taking place in this country right now. Take a listen.
Why do I see people like I woke up this morning and saw that Teslas were put ablaze in one of your dealerships in Vegas? I've seen this happen all over the country. Bullets are being fired. Charging stations are put ablaze. Teslas are being put ablaze. You have experienced assassination, threats of assassination for you and your family. What have you done that warrants this? Because I see nothing that you have done except help our country.
Yeah, I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring, and yet they're burning down cars, they're firebombing dealerships, they're firing bullets into dealerships, they're just smashing up Teslas. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things. So I think we just have a deranged. There's some kind of mental illness thing going on here, because this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
and I think there are larger forces at work as well. I mean, I don't know who's funding it and who's coordinating it, because this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
You actually.
And that's my question too, right? Is this even the left, right? These really what they are is terrorists that are committing these acts and these violent crimes. Is this really left, right, up, down? Who do they align with, and who's paying them, right? I think that's really what this comes down to, is a larger agenda to undermine this country. As I noted at the very beginning of this episode, we're trying to restore our republic. We want peace. More broadly across the world in these global conflicts. We want peace back home. We want a fair deal when it comes to the trade negotiations, right? But the blockades, the protests, the outright violence, the swatting, what is going on here in this country? Who's funding it? And I think that we're beginning to see that, as it was acknowledged in the JFK files today, as many of us have suspected, that there are, operatives and entities within our own government, within this country. That's why the oath is to all enemies, foreign and domestic. People forget about that part. One of our enemies has been the media, and even David Schwartz is commenting on it. Now, I want to address something real quick. I just saw somebody comment, oh, this is turning into a news channel. Of course, current events, financial markets. You have to understand both to benefit the most from the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Yes, you have to have a program that understands what the heck is going on and the shift in this country. And I've been talking about how there's a segment of this population that has, they're so offended by whether it be Elon, whether it be by Trump, that they're going to be completely left behind. They're going to let their opinion of a person get in the way of taking advantage of this opportunity. And really, we have to align ourselves. I think that this whole idea of the left-right paradigms collapsing as we speak, the people want America first and a level playing field. As my slogan says, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness on a level playing field. This is what all Americans have. None of this show is political. The reasons why I cover the current events is to highlight the shift in where our country's at and where these markets are heading. Very important to understand. Just like all the confusion that came about with David Sachs bringing back the comments on the strategic reserve and the crypto reserve. This directly relates. People understand, why do you talk about current events? This directly relates to David Sachs divesting his crypto and fintech investments, and now the media is coming out here and saying that he dumped his Bitcoin, Ether, and Solana. This is what we're up against, and even David Schwartz himself is acknowledging it. Note the dishonest trick of using loaded words to make innocuous, even virtuous conduct seem suspect. Someone you don't like doesn't make agreements, but conspires, doesn't make polite requests, but demands, and now doesn't divest to meet ethics requirements, but dumps. And he's responding to David Sachs right here, the crypto and AI czar, posting a media headline here. White House crypto czar David Sachs dumps Bitcoin, Ether, and Solana. Well, he was trying to do the right thing as an American patriot to go serve his country. He divested these holdings, much different than just dumping. Why does the media always want to portray crypto in the worst light? I did not dump my cryptocurrency. I divested it. Obviously, I would have preferred not to, but government ethics rules required it. It's an honor to serve President Trump and the American people. And so you got guys like David Sachs, Elon Musk, and others that want to go serve our country, makes the sacrifice of divesting $200 million worth of investments, and now the media wants to spin this as a negative deal on crypto. He dumped his crypto. And people are questioning, why did David Sachs come out after Trump said that XRP, Cardano, and Solana were going to be in the crypto reserve? Because you have the likes of Elizabeth Warren and this cabal group that really is out to stifle crypto, stifle innovation, hold back America, underroot America, and destroy everything that made this country great, including running with headlines that David Sachs dumped his positions. It just couldn't be further from the truth. And this is what we're up against while we're trying to move, you guys know this way too well here in the XRP community. We've been trying to move humanity forward with a groundbreaking technology. Bitcoin was the first iteration in the beta test. Now we got the XRP ledger. We're trying to move humanity forward with it. And what are we up against? We got American patriots that are trying to, making sacrifices to go serve our country. And we get this type of nonsense. And basically Elizabeth Warren and everybody was coming out saying that this was going to be a massive conflict of interest to include XRP, Cardano, Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum in a crypto reserve. And so why can Trump, he basically have to slow walk us. And I've been talking about this with the masses. You got to slow drip the truth to them. Well, this is what Trump's done with his executive order, is we're going to hold the Bitcoin that we have. We're going to put it in an account that's called a reserve. We have other crypto assets. We're going to put that in an account that's called a strategic stockpile. Why do we not have XRP on the balance sheet of the United States government right now? Because criminals don't really like to use XRP. That's a data point to consider. And so how does XRP get onto the balance sheet of the United States government? We've talked about the match made in heaven between Ripple and the Treasury, expanding US dollar dominance through stablecoins like RLUSD, setting the standard for over-collateralizing a stablecoin like RLUSD is right now. And we're going to talk about how RLUSD is growing at a pace that took Tether 9 months to get to. We've done it in just, a few months that RLUSD has been live. This is rapidly moving. And you're seeing who's trying to help and serve this country and better humanity? Ripple using XRP. They get attacked. David Sachs, divesting of $200 million of investments, gets attacked. And this really hones in on who's this enemy and who's funding this enemy. Now, speaking of funding the enemy and funding things that shouldn't be funded, and things that, and entities that shouldn't even exist, period, let's talk about the Federal Reserve. Today was the much anticipated backtest that we typically see at the beginning of a rally. This is a strong indication that Powell's FOMC meeting will trigger a rally this week. This is from Finance Lot. Let's take a look at his charts right here. Maybe I can zoom in there a little bit for you. Okay. And you can see that the NASDAQ 100 is setting up a bottoming structure here, potentially getting ready to bounce and recover. Okay. Moving on over to the Dow Jones, we see that it's popped down to a trend line here, found recovery, bouncing back up. Today's back test was a little nasty, but this is the typical volatility that we've actually been seeing coming up into these FOMC meetings. And so tomorrow we get the interest rate decision from this man and his committee, right? That has nothing to do with America. It is nothing to do with our federal government, and they don't have reserves. They do have a balance sheet of nearly 7 trillion of some would call bad assets, a bunch of bonds and short-term treasuries that they've had to load up on. But what we're watching for here is the signal that they're going to be reducing the amount of quantitative tightening that they're doing, and they're going to show maybe an idea that they're acknowledging it might be time to cut interest rates. I don't expect them, and the market's not expecting them to cut rates tomorrow. Interest rates will most likely be left unchanged, but we are expecting maybe some sort of signal. And this might not pop up till we get the meetings, that we get the meeting minutes later this month. But eventually when we get to take a look at that, and we'll see what Powell has to say in his statements tomorrow. He's doing a press conference. And the signal that I'm looking for is the reduction in quantitative tightening. We'll see if that becomes an official policy or if it's just something that they talk about. But either way, that's going to be sending the bullish signal to the markets. Now, what's fascinating is the underlying economy is in such a bad spot and is really being exposed right now for just how fake it was. And so you have a real disconnect that's going to continue between the stock market and Main Street. This is very important to understand, because if you haven't secured your income, if you haven't invested in the proper assets, not only are you going to get left behind, but you could very well get cleaned out, depending on how you are positioned here, because we're seeing data points like this one. Revolving credit of consumer loans was updated yesterday. Notice anything familiar? Let's take a look at this full chart right here. This is consumer loans, credit cards, and revolving credit. In this particular data point, we also see similarities back to March 2020, when revolving credit card and credit debt falled off a cliff. And we may be looking for that to roll over. If we don't get relief on those interest rates here soon, you're seeing that the consumer is tapped out. You're seeing that the turbulence that can come from the tariff and the trade war too is also having an impact as well. And so the disconnect between Main Street and Wall Street, why is this happening in our stock market, in the crypto market? Why would I still be bullish about our market reversing course and back to the upside when we're seeing economic data points like this? Because right around the corner is where we get the QE and the stimulus, and we know that there's serious deals on the table right now to reset, restructure, revalue, get rid of the IRS. I mean, we got teasers of no tax on tips and no tax on anybody making less than $150,000, but we know what's at the end of the path. At the end of the pathways, no IRS at all. At the end of the pathways, no Federal Reserve at all. And so that's the direction we're heading. Meanwhile, there's a real economy that's unraveling. But the reason why I'm still bullish is not only is there liquidity coming from QE and stimulus and reset down the way, but there's plenty of liquidity still and the money supply has already started to grow. On a global scale, if you look at M2 money supply, it's growing. And even if you look at the US M2 money supply, it's also growing. So basically what this means is that people are cashing out of the stock market, rolling into bonds. This is why bonds actually had been coming down. Let's take a quick look at the 10-year right here. You can see that we're up here at the beginning of January when Trump took office. We were at 4.8%, almost 5% on the 10-year. And the US dollar, as reflected in the 10-year, started to come back down here all the way down to 4.1. Now, recently, it started to come back up here to 4.3%, and we'll see what it's going to do based off the decision tomorrow from the Fed. But we've seen this has started to roll over, started to come back down here slightly. But people are flocking to bonds and the U.S. dollar because they feel like the stock market is actually overvalued, and they're worried about, they're seeing the data points like I just mentioned If you look at the real economy, it's not as strong as we were led to believe. So we're going through a period of correction on Main Street in the real economy. And then in the stock market, we were overvalued. It was an expensive stock market. And so we've made an adjustment. Now we're finding a correction here. And the thing is, there's plenty of cash still on the sidelines with a broader rotation out of stocks. The stocks is going back into bonds, T-bills, short-term T-bills, and cash. And that's ready to be deployed back into the stock market. But it's also ready to be rolled over to crypto. And this is why I say, our fundamentals over here couldn't be better. Over in the stock market, it's time to sit down and sharpen your pencil and look over the valuation of your stock holdings. If you don't manage it yourself, you need to be having a conversation with your money manager right now, right? But in the cryptocurrency space here, not only have we really significantly appreciated since the Trump election victory, but the outlook fundamentally and from the technicals still has a lot of upside to go. Where does the capital come from? It comes from a rotation from stocks and from the money market funds, cash that's on the sidelines. New capital will be coming in. And this is before we even do a return to QE. This is before we even turn back on the money printer. Now, I wanted to give a shout out because Eleanor Terra is going to be having her first episode on her new podcast tomorrow. Going to be on X, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple. And she apparently got Hester Pierce on the show. And so I will be looking forward to that conversation. Looking very interesting there. Hester Pierce, a little conversation about the shift at the SEC. I'll be talking more on that later. I wanted to dive in here on the wallet situation that took place. So you may have heard by now that there was some hacks of browser extension wallets that have been taking place in Microsoft. This is an issue with Microsoft, I guess, or Microsoft found it, apparently. And what this is not necessarily a problem with your browser extension wallets. I have a MetaMask wallet. I had to create one when I had to get some Ethereum so I could receive some NFTs that I was given on the Ethereum network. I had to buy about $100 worth of ETH just so I could receive NFTs for free. That's how stupid that ordeal was. And so I probably actually have a little bit of ETH on MetaMask. I don't know. I haven't checked it in so long. But I have a MetaMask wallet, which is a browser extension wallet. There's many others, like Crossmark is an example of a browser extension wallet for the XRP ledger. But the problem was not with these wallets. What it was fake websites and apps that these scammers had created that were monitoring all of your the information, your private keys were being picked up because they had sent you to a fake website, a fake app where you had plugged in, and basically they created a fake browser extension wallet and made it look like the real one. So Microsoft has identified a new security threat, Stalachi Rat, which targets 20 plus crypto wallets via Google Chrome browser extensions on PCs. Stalachi Rat can steal private keys and credentials by monitoring your clipboard and browser stored data. While this threat does not appear to be widespread, here's how to protect yourself. Do not copy-paste private keys. Do not click random links or install untrusted software. Be on the lookout for suspicious prompts. Update your operating system and browser. Use password managers such as 1Password instead of plain text storage. Use hardware wallets for extra security. Keep your Microsoft Defender up to date and run additional antivirus protection when possible. With that said, it's always good to exercise security best practices, and you can learn more tips here. Phantom Wallet giving us a nice little rundown there and a nice little reminder. I would say, I mean, I don't recommend wallets, but one thing I will recommend is not keeping passwords on any devices, really. I mean, for me, it's always been my practice to keep it on, offline, physical piece of paper, write it down, old school, bury it in the backyard. I joked about it in my update earlier today about the future of storing your keys. Maybe you're going to put it in the chip. Maybe you're going to put the chip in you. I was at Whole Foods this last weekend, and I couldn't remember the product that I mentioned earlier in the video. The whole reason why we went to Whole Foods, because we never shop at Whole Foods really. But we went there to get coconut Colt, or is that what? Yeah, coconut Colt. Is that what it is? enzymes, probiotics. It's one of the things wifey has me taking. But I noticed that they have the palm scan to pay, and that's through Amazon. And so this shows you that the future is going biometric. Whether or not you decide to take the chip is your choice, provided by Elon or any of the other providers of that technology. But many people will. And for me, what I've done so far is, mostly just keeping everything offline. There's just no reason to keep any of these passwords. I mean, there are some platforms and, some, I don't know what they are, apps and different things that keep your password. And two-factor authentication is also my two-step. Everything offline, physically, doesn't touch online, doesn't touch anything at all. And then two-factor authentication, you got to have it, okay? With that being said, you're going to be secure as long as you don't let your keys get compromised. And the number one thing here, too, is people need to verify where you're at and what you're doing, right? I forget what it was. I received an email the other day saying that my bill was improperly charged. My phone bill was overcharged, and they wanted to send me back $50 or something like that. And I'm so scared of scams that I just ignored it. Like I literally just, I was like, no, I'm not even going to look at this. Cause the $50 nice, maybe if that was real, but I don't know. And it's not worth the risk to me. So you got people that just any email, any, DM from a person that looks like me. I don't send DMs. Only place to get at me is my website, or if you're in my Discord group or on my Patreon, that's the only safe place. And they're even trying to get into my Discord group too. That's why I have to have the gate there to keep, the people out. And we got a team of people working to scout and report. It's a community effort to report and get rid of all these scammers, for crying out loud. But don't click on any links. Just don't play around. And I said this earlier too, last week, in regards to the QFS scams. That's another one. QFS scams. There's still Flare scams going on. Basically, fake profiles saying, "Hey, have you got your Flare airdrop?" And what are they going to eventually end up asking you for? To give them your keys, or give them your keys, or give them your crypto, or do something. And I said, for most people, you're not going to need to send your crypto to anybody. Period. Full stop. Unless you're playing around in DeFi, unless you're sending it to an exchange to sell. If you're buying and holding, you should you get your wallet, you write your seed phrase down, you send your assets there, and that's the end of it. And it's just parked there. And that's for your never touch it bag, which is what I do with a portion of my XRP. It's in my never touch it. It gets handed off down to the children, as long as they behave themselves, right? But that, keep it that simple. Where we get caught up is we get fake emails, we get fake texts, we get fake DMs, and we get, what these browser extension hacks was fake websites. And so folks thought that they were downloading a MetaMask wallet. Well, you were downloading MetaMask wallet with a virus attached, and it was fake, from a fake link, from a fake message, etc. And so stay vigilant out there. And I dropped that video earlier explaining the private ledger issue too. I'll just comment on that briefly with this tweet right here that I'd shared earlier. XRP will only ever exist on the XRP ledger. XRP anywhere else is synthetic, wrapped, or an IOU derivative. Now, people ask, well, does that mean that my XRP on Robinhood is no good? It's not safe? My XRP on Uphold or Coinbase? Well, you got to ask, how are they storing your XRP? Because what they hold is the keys to your XRP wallet address. What we own are the keys, right? Not your keys, not your crypto. We have the keys that access the XRP wallet address. We have our own unique address on the XRP ledger, and you might have a few XRP in there. You might have a few million XRP in there, right? But your XRP will only ever exist on the XRP ledger. If you see XRP represented anywhere else, very simply put, it is not the real XRP. It is synthetic. It is an IOU derivative. It is it has been wrapped, right? It is not true XRP. And I wanted to share a couple examples with you guys right here. Somebody commented, cost me a couple of grand to change from Binance XRP token to the real XRP. It was worth it, peace of mind. And I remember a lot of people had asked about this, and it was what is it? It was like BXRP or XRPB, or I forget what it was. But basically, it was an IOU on the Binance exchange for XRP. Now, has Binance remained solvent and been able to convert that over to XRP? Yes. Is that always going to be the case? I don't even know if they still have it. Does Binance still have the wrapped XRP, the Binance XRP? But that's a prime example of XRP being wrapped up, put on the Binance smart chain, and then it's available to be used for DeFi to get yield and do other things within the Binance ecosystem. Do you have XRP over there? No. You have a wrapped version of XRP. It's an IOU from somebody, whether that somebody's the blockchain or whether that somebody's a centralized exchange. Now, what I like about the platform Caleb and Brown that I've started to use is they have your crypto in a segregated account away from all of the other customer funds. What happened with FTX is they were commingling everybody's funds together, but then they also were leverage trading with your crypto holdings. So it's like, not only did they not keep the crypto safe by commingling it all together, but they also were leverage trading on the backside. And Sam Bankman-Fried was actively being a market maker magician to trade against you, is what he was doing with Alameda Research. And then the whole thing blew up. Now with Caleb and Brown, there's no commingling of accounts. And Jake Boyle came on the show last week and he explained even further what Caleb and Brown does is they actually, when you set a limit order, say, for example, you want to sell XRP at $589 and you say, hey, I have 1,000 XRP. Can you sell it at 589 for me? Jake's my personal broker. He'd say, okay, yes, I'll get that done for you, Zach. My XRP does not even leave my segregated account. It remains in institutional grade custody provided by Fireblocks. After Caleb and Brown, finds liquidity, conducts my trade, and by the way, they're providing a transparent fee on that trade too beforehand. So Jake's going to tell me, okay, your fee's going to be 3.5% based off of this amount, dollar amount. Your fee will be this much. You're going to end up with this many dollars in your account when this trade gets executed. And by the way, your asset remains in segregated custody while we use our own capital to facilitate that trade. So they take it even one step further than on other exchanges, which keep XRP or basically any other assets in a hot wallet. And then they also keep assets in a cold storage wallet. Are those, is that commingled? To what level is it commingled? This is something that we need to be looking into and understanding when we use these platforms. This is where the Bybit hack came from. It was $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum on their cold wallet. Somebody managed, whether it was an inside job or not, I know there's some speculation. Somebody sent a malicious transaction, and for whatever reason, this was a multi-sig account, which means that multiple people had to sign off before any Ethereum could leave this wallet. And they did, and the final signer was the CEO, Ben, of Bybit himself, that signed off on this transaction. And it was a fake transaction, or it was a real transaction to a scammer, to North Korea Lazarus Group. Lazarus Group. Why am I messing up on this one so bad? Lazarus Group, the Lazarus hackers. Okay, as the story goes. But this was from their cold storage where they were holding 1.4 billion ETH, and the transaction went to what they thought was going to be their hot wallet, or I believe what they thought was going to be their hot wallet, but it was actually to North Korea, which, by the way, North Korea is now traded a lot of that Ethereum actually into Bitcoin. So there you go, Bitcoin finding a use case once again. Hey, if you've stopped in here tonight and you appreciate what we're doing, remember that all of our content is available here on my YouTube, on X, on TikTok. Make sure you guys have subscribed to us on all those platforms. If you're new here too, we really appreciate it if you like these videos. I am only a few more points away here from getting to our Q&A section. Really looking forward to that. And all of our community resources are available at zachrector.com. And I hope you guys are enjoying the show tonight. Cheers and God bless you all. Yeah, and we're going to look at XRP price in the markets here shortly too. Okay. One more example of wrapped XRP is from Exit. And I don't know what he's talking about up here, but he says, my XRP is wrapped on the XPR network. That's Proton. A lot of people have been asking me to do a Proton deep dive, and I might just have to. It lives in the WebAuth app, WebAuth wallet, I believe is what it's called. Or I can lend it in my portfolio securely. Well, that's what they always say, right? Earning more rewards to get more of whatever asset I want. He says I manage like 150 wallets, I think. The wallet is the business. And so this is another example of wrapped XRP on the Proton network. Whether that's safe, well, what kind of yield is that providing when you go? Basically, this is the example I just laid out with Binance too. Is you wrap up XRP, you put it on BNB chain, you wrap up XRP, you put it on Proton, and then you can go use it within their DeFi, right? Now, how safe is the bridge over to the WebAuth wallet? I haven't had time to look into it. Would I be giving any XRP to go do that? No. Not until I conducted my due diligence and I can see what's being offered. But just in general right now, nobody's getting my XRP. I'm holding my XRP and it's not going anywhere. Other than you guys have seen me, I've sacrificed some of my XRP to the AMM. Obviously, I've played around with some meme coins too. Thankfully, I've made out lucky so far at the digital casino on the XRP ledger. But I've sacrificed some XRP in the AMM, and I plan on sacrificing some more XRP for some of these DeFi programs and protocols, just so that we can learn together, and I can provide that due diligence to you guys. But as it stands right now, am I going to send any considerable amount of XRP to any of these DeFi programs? I'm not. So you have to understand that your XRP is getting locked up somewhere. It's in some sort of smart contract bridge, essentially. So who's the custodian? Where is it being held? That's something that you got to know. And then it's being wrapped up and put on another chain. What DeFi program are you trying to get into? You need to conduct due diligence on that as well. So it's like you need to conduct due diligence on the bridge. You need to conduct due diligence on the DeFi platform. And if I'm looking at across some of these ecosystems, to me, it's like I'd rather just give you guys some dollars or stablecoin to use in your DeFi ecosystem than my XRP right now. So, I don't know what's all cooking over on Proton. I need to do a deep dive on it. I know a lot of people are into it. I think that the Riddlers within Proton are absolutely delusional. But I know that people say that, the XRP Riddlers are delusional too. But the Proton Riddlers, I'm like, what's going on here? What am I looking at? But that's a side point. So let me know what other coins you guys want me to deep dive next. I just dropped a DAG deep dive last week for you guys, or over the weekend, I should say. Leonidas, RLUSD, new milestone. We have 125 million RLUSD on Ethereum and 44 million on the XRP ledger. And this is what I mean. I'd rather just put my RLUSD into a DeFi program. And this is why RLUSD is so important, is because stablecoins are the preferred assets for a DeFi program versus very volatile assets for DeFi. This is like using your home to get yourself a home equity line of credit or a second mortgage, using your house as collateral, but your house's value can fluctuate by 50% or hundreds of percent within a year. There's just no way that any banks could be able to build out a real DeFi program, not DeFi, but a real program for lending and providing credit based off of your house as collateral if your house value was moving the way crypto does, which is one of the reasons why I haven't been in a rush to use XRP in these DeFi programs, is because it just remains incredibly volatile still. Now, one more point on the RLUSD before I move on. Please understand, and let's be very, very clear, because I was reading the comments on my video earlier today. Yes, just like I mentioned earlier, let me elaborate again. RLUSD 100% is supplemental and complementary to XRP and the XRP Ledger ecosystem. These are payment flows that never would have been touching. They might not have even touched crypto. I mean, really, they might not have even touched crypto, let alone another stable coin, or let alone XRP, if it wasn't for RLUSD being provided to these institutions. What's happening is liquidity, and the best example I can give you is domestic payments within the United States of America. Think of payment flows that don't require a bridge currency. One user will accept US dollars and will send US dollars, and the other user will accept US dollars. Right? Why is there any reason for them to even use the XRP ledger or any blockchain? Well, the answer is because that's going to be the best source of liquidity and the cheapest and fastest and most efficient way to send the money. That's why they're going to choose the XRP ledger. That's why liquidity and payments that otherwise would have been on traditional fiat rails, that would have been on Tether, that would have been on USDC, are now going to be on RLUSD. And remember that every single RLUSD transaction that is on the XRP ledger is burning XRP. Every single XRP ledger wallet locks up XRP. Albeit a very small amount, it's going to add up tremendously when we start to see institutional liquidity at scale on the XRP ledger. But please understand this. This is very important. This is liquidity that never would have been seen in the XRP ledger. But the option of RLUSD is now available. I'm sending money to one of you crazies in the chat that lives in Florida. Right? Do we need a bridge currency? No. Does RLUSD still use XRP in that transaction across the XRP Ledger network? Yes. So if it wasn't for RLUSD being here, this liquidity would never see the XRP Ledger. It never would see XRP. So this is not taking away from the this is not taken away from the XRP pie. This is just another, we're just making the pie bigger, basically. We're making the opportunity bigger for the XRP ledger. So please understand that, okay? Let's continue on here. I just got two more things. Yeah, two more things here to bring this one home. I'm going to land my plane, and then I want to open up this chat. It looks like we're at 47 minutes. I want to get this done here so I can get to your Q&A. I appreciate you guys for tuning in here tonight. Tony Valentino. We are loading up the following events, and this is why I titled this episode XRP Finish Line. It breaks my heart to see people giving up on XRP and actually selling XRP right now. Not that I would give anybody financial advice or tell them to buy, sell, or hold. It just breaks my heart knowing where this is going, the fundamentals that we're looking at, and the events, just the small list that I have right here from Tony Valentino. We already got XRP mentioned by Trump, and not just a mention that it's going to be included in the United States Crypto Reserve. Next, we have a pro-crypto SEC chair coming in. And we now see that there's going to be potentially a hearing at the end of March here, March 27th, according to Semaphore's Eleanor Mueller. So the next hearing that will start the process for SEC chair nominee Paul Atkins to officially be confirmed, it is coming here at the end of the month. We are at this finish line. What am I talking about? The transition of the rough patch, the thick woods and brush, and there might have been some gravel laid. We're leaving the gravel path. We're leaving the storm to go into the smooth sailing waters. So is it the end of the XRP journey? Is it XRP going to 10K? No. It's the end of the storm. That's what I mean by the XRP finish line. The end of the BS. Stablecoin regulation right around the corner. SEC case resolution right around the corner. BlackRock XRP ETF guaranteed 100%. I am predicting that. That's a prediction. That's not official. It's my prediction. And I'm literally going to be taking it to the bank. The XRP Ledger Bank, that is. XRP mentioned by Musk. Well, that one might be, that's loading up too, huh? And words speak volumes. Silence speaks volumes. Why can't Elon Musk talk about XRP? while we're also loading up $10 XRP, $50 silver. Silver hit up to $35 today. Gold hit over $3,000 per ounce today. $3,046, I think, was the highest that I saw. Nearly $3,050 for gold, on its way to $4,000, and a $19,000 Bitcoin. What's interesting is that I mentioned in my update earlier today that Crypto Quant CEO noting that some of the on-chain metrics, just some of the data there on Bitcoin. I mean, it's, if you got your Bitcoin, I hope it works out for you, but it's not looking so good. But we're right here at the finish line with SEC Chair Paul Atkins. We got a hearing scheduled here potentially on March 27th. I'm going to wait to officially confirm this one, but we know it's right around the corner. We can see it. I mean, just like on my shirt right here. Right, we got this picture right before Christmas, December 2024. This is the last update that we just got. Who updated us? Who gave us this picture? We don't know. But what we see is that the end is in sight. The castle is in sight. And the hidden hand reaching out from the castle is waving that white flag. What does this symbolize? What this means is that we're about to be in the castle, where XRP is about to be in the institutions. The institutions are about to be using XRP. The governments are about to be acquiring XRP. We're going to be inside the castle with the government, with the institutions. And we already know that Ripple has been. This is nothing new. But it's time to hoist up that XRP flag up top of that castle and let the world know that XRP is the world reserve digital currency that will supplement the US dollar, that will supplement other stable coins and currencies, as a matter of fact. Once again, how do you provide the level playing field? Does Bitcoin have a role? Well, I'll let you guys speculate on that. I want to open it up for Q&A. I appreciate you for stopping by. And I wanted to remind everybody here tonight that we are right here at the finish line of the storm, the BS, the rough road. And boy, has it been bumpy. And man, have the damages been massive. The damages have been absolutely massive. I want to say one more thing too. I find this interesting that actually I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold off. But I want to open it up for Q&A. I want to open it up for Q&A right now. I was going to say something, but I'm just going to hold back for now. What do I think about the Tangent cold wallet? If it works for you, if you're comfortable with it, I think it's a good solution. Yeah. Can you tell me about ExtroPad? Is it a scam? Based off the name, most likely, I would say. I've never heard of that. But usually I say anything with a name that, I don't know. I say that, but I've invested in some pretty stupid meme coins too. Smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. So true. Let me pull up here. I appreciate you guys for stopping by today. I want to get into rapid fire Q&A. Let me go through our super chats here really quick. Cheers, everybody. I'm going to be here for a while tonight too, by the way. We got plenty of time for your comments and questions. Blake Preston, 5 spot. During crypto winter, do we see XRP dip back to... No, it's not going back to 40 cents ever again, Blake. I believe that we've established a floor price of about $2 already. I think that after we go up to $7 to $10, the new floor price will be at about $3 to $4. And then, after we, finish this bull run into next year, as I dropped in my update yesterday, $20 to $40 XRP, we establish a new floor price at $5, $10 maybe, right? So no, I don't think that we ever go back to 40 cents again. Looking at exit strategies, thank you for all you do. Blake, yeah, if you want to talk strategies, feel free to get in touch with us. We got our private group, or you can schedule a one-on-one with me. Won't give you any financial advice or recommendations, but I'll tell you what I'm doing and how I see things. I'll share my opinion with you. Dennis, thank you for the 2 spot. JFK Jr. letter calls Biden a traitor. Yeah. So I saw that, Dennis. Can we confirm that that's real? See, that's what's so difficult now, is confirming what's actually real, what's AI. I'm sure much was redacted out of 80,000 documents apparently. Is it the full truth and nothing but the truth? You guys know what I've been saying, let all truth be revealed. But yeah, it was interesting how JFK Jr. called Biden a traitor back in the day, if that is real. That's very interesting. The Price is Right. Thank you for the 10 spot. Greetings, new sub. I've been hearing mixed messages from XRP's court case to when XRP price will go up. Can you give us a rough timeline of when the prices will go up after the court case this April? Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been saying this so much. Some of you guys are probably getting tired of this, but this is the general rundown. As new data comes about, I will adjust. But what we're running with right now, what I'm running with right now, is that XRP is on its way to $7 to $10 in the next 30 to 60 days. Okay. Case conclusion is right around the corner, as you mentioned. Ripple requested April 16th to respond to the brief, the appeal. So they requested April 16th. I believe that the case will be over before then. Looks like Paul Atkins could be confirmed right at the first part of April. And this case is going to be handed off to him on a silver platter. And Paul Atkins has spoke about how important this case is, how it could go all the way up to the Supreme Court. And so he understands how important this case is. It's right around the corner, but I think that, yeah, around $7 to $10 in the next 30 to 60 days is very possible. Might stretch out into May, but the old saying, sell in May and walk away, I think is going to come in here this cycle once again. I think that we're going to see a run up here over the next 2 months or so, and then it's going to be time to take some profits on some positions that have stretched out into price discovery and made multiples of their previous all-time high. And so that's why I'm looking at my exit strategy on all of my cryptos. I plan on selling off 90% of my bags on my altcoins if we do get this bull run that I'm talking about. So I hope that answers your question. As far as XRP going to higher prices, I think it's towards the end of this year into next year. We need regulations, we need ETF inflows, and we need basically massive liquidity to come in that I don't think comes from retail. I think it comes from a combination of retail and institutions, ETFs, etc. You got bank partnerships going live. You have a bunch of different products that are being created. I just spoke with Jay Claver about some of the products that they have over there, digital deposit receipts. I've been telling you guys, Bitwise creating their new ETF that allows you to get exposure to America's top Bitcoin companies. I don't know why the hell you would want to do that, but to each their own. And it's another example of the suits are going to sell this 589 different ways. They can't wait to sell these products. In fact, I believe that that's why the SEC delayed over 60 ETFs for XRP and other cryptocurrency ETFs. They delayed them, I believe, because BlackRock and other institutions like Franklin Templeton just filing their S1 for their XRP ETF, they weren't ready yet. And so they said, hey, we're set up on Bitcoin. We're set up on Ethereum. We want to make sure that we get this right with these other cryptocurrencies. And now that we know President Trump says that XRP is going to be included in the reserve, we'd like to up our allocation towards XRP tremendously. And we might need to tap Ripple for that. We might need to go OTC and see what we can get. And this is a conversation that gets very interesting, is how much XRP is left to be allocated, or is unallocated for, would be the proper question. How much XRP is actually unallocated for that Ripple is actually willing to part ways with? I think that it is way less than we are being led to believe. Dennis, thank you for the 2 spot. XRP is pure, no counterparty middleman, liquidity. That's why I say, if you learn how to use the XRP Ledger DEX, you learn how to store your own keys to your XRP and your XRP address, you literally have become your own bank, and you have the ability to cut out all middlemen. Yeah, it's a beautiful opportunity. And the XRP ecosystem is where you want to be. Yeah. Okay. Marsha, thank you for the $13.99 Canadian. I appreciate that. Hi, Zach. I'm a new XRP holder, and I have a few other plays. My question is, do you see M2 making the markets pump this spring? And for fun, how high do you see XRP this year? Thank you so much. Yeah, Marsha, I mean, I started to talk about it a little bit there with, the timeline. But M2's already picked up on a global scale. It's already picked up here in the United States. And what M2 is they now include, they remove savings. I'm forgetting the the new way that they're calculating this. But basically, it's money market funds. It's basically cash on the sidelines ready to be deployed. And that's what the metric is. And so what it tells us is that the liquidity is there to enter back into these assets. And the liquidity is there because people don't trust the stock market. So they're putting it into money market funds, which are short-term T-bills, and they're just rolling them over. This is literally what Warren Buffett's doing with over $300 billion in U.S. treasuries. And I don't know what the average duration is on his bond portfolio. I don't know, if his average duration is 2 years, 10 years, or if he's really into the short-term stuff, the 3-month, even shorter too. But yeah, M2 money supply globally is already picked up. In the States, it's already picked up. And every single government faces massive deficits and a significant amount of debt. So the only way out is to erase the debt or inflate it away. So either way this goes, we're positioned perfectly. As far as how high could XRP go this year, I think a full stretch to the $30 region is possible. I think that's the full stretch. Yeah. So we need to go to $10 and clear out all the sellers there. You're going to hear me repeat this because it just is the truth. It's what has to be done. There is millions, tens of millions of XRP that is going to be sold between here and $10. There's a lot of people waiting to sell before that level. We got to clear it out. Once that's out of the way, then we can start to make our move towards $20 and beyond. I've done the math on the inflows. It's very easy for XRP to actually get to $30, despite what many talking head and pundits and crypto bros try to say. Mostly market cap bros who don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's very easy for XRP to go to $30. Based off of my calculations, 10 to 50 billion of inflows into XRP could do it. Yeah. And JP Morgan predicts 4 to 8 billion of inflows into the XRP ETFs year one. So it's simple math. You have a prediction from JP Morgan, who one could actually make the case and argue that JP Morgan's actually tied to, basically the cabal that's been against XRP and Ripple and suppressing us. The old story goes is that 15 executives were sent. It's not even this is not fiction. This is real. The story goes that 15 executives from JP Morgan went to the offices of Ripple in San Francisco to strong arm Ripple to get XRP from the escrow or to figure out what the hell they're doing, right? This is how JP Morgan approaches you. These are killers in the boardroom. Killers in the boardroom, metaphorically speaking. Ripple is working on creating a wallet. Yes, they filed for a patent. Crypto Garage, thank you. That's a good question. Looks like they filed for a patent for a wallet. I haven't covered it in any of my updates yet, too, so I should note that does look very interesting. But yeah, thank you, Marsha, for the super chat, and I hope that answers your question as far as how high could XRP go. Wes Hill, just to be clear, you said you're selling 90% of your XRP this year. 90% of all of my other positions, not my XRP. I'm holding 50% of my XRP, even if we go up to $30. My XRP exit strategy, I have sell targets all the way up to about $30. And even if I conduct all of those, I will still have half my bag. Please also remember that I'm in a different position than you. I can say that, as a matter of fact, to everybody listening to me. Maybe some of you guys out there are in a similar spot, similar amount of XRP, similar amount of income. You got the wifey and the kids like I do. Maybe we are pretty close. We could be. Even if we're not the same age, we might be in the same spot, But we're all in a different spot. And please note that I know exactly what I'm doing with my XRP profits. Like, this is not so I can go on vacation. This is not so I can buy something stupid. This is to move into the real estate asset class in a serious way. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my plan. I'm sticking to it for now. I know, some people say it's crazy. That's okay. As I mentioned, I'm still going to hold over 50% of my XRP bag, which is a bag that I'm very happy with, very comfortable with. How much XRP do you need to be rich and to do this and to do that? Everybody wants to know. Well, it's all relative to your life, your circumstances, and what your dreams and aspirations are. Okay? I just want whatever you're doing, whether you're going to sell all of your XRP or whether you're not going to sell any of your XRP, I want you to have conviction first and foremost. And before you give your XRP to anybody, for DeFi, for a program, for this, just conduct your due diligence and know who you're working with. Right? Know who you're working with. There's a lot of people that want your XRP. Then not just the scammers. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that want your XRP. Okay? We got a couple more super chats here. Let me get through these. Thoughts on XCN making another run? Yeah, 10 cents to its previous all-time high, just shy of 20 cents. I don't see it stretching much past its previous all-time high. But yeah, I still think that you might have a nice run on XCN. I'm still holding a little bag. Zero Sleep, thank you for the 2 spot. Do you think ETF this year? 100%. 100%. There's no chance that the XRP ETFs don't go live this year. Okay. Alex Lopez, $2. Thank you, Alex. Do you think 44,000 is a big bag? It's like I just said, it's all relative. 44,000 XRP could be, excuse my French, but pissed away. And if you do the wrong plays, 44,000 won't get you anywhere. 1 million XRP won't get you anywhere if you aren't in the right spot. Dennis, thank you for the super chat there. 5 spot. PolySign 2024 or 2022 through 2024 patents from Brito and Schwartz talk about sharding master keys. Wonder if Ripple is using that tech for Ripple custody. PolySign dead? Well, it's a good question, Dennis. And yeah, it's what I was going to bring up earlier that I decided to hold back on, but it's Link 2. I know many of you guys have questions about Link 2. I am remaining very positive and hopeful and praying that it all works out with Link 2. But PolySign. So from what I've heard, none of the PolySign tech is being used. None of the atomic wallet, atomic net, none of the atomic net, atomic settlement, none of the technology from PolySign is being used. Basically, what they took was the infrastructure from Standard Custody and the licensing from Standard Custody, which was the big ticket and the big deal. That was worth every dollar that they paid. Now, they're only using Medico's tech for Ripple custody, from my understanding. And I spoke with somebody, I dropped this update a few months ago when the PolySign deal fell apart. And I had spoken with somebody who was close. I called him a PolySign insider. I think actually that he didn't want me to call him a PolySign insider. So my apologies if my friend hears this, my apologies, but let's call a spade a spade. He was close. He was very close. And what he said is that the entire team had been sacked. The entire development department had been sacked, and that they were only using Medico tech at Ripple now. They did take some of the developers from Standard Custody and PolySign and did bring them over, but they're working on Medico. Is PolySign dead? I'm not in a position to say that it's 100% dead, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. As far as Link 2, this is the point that I wanted to make earlier, but I wasn't going to bring it up just because I know it's a very, very sticky situation. This is the point that I wanted to make, though. The Link 2 situation, in my opinion, once again, I remain hopeful. The big deal is, as long as the equity was structured properly in the right entities that don't have exposure to Link 2 or any issues that Link 2 could be going through, because we know that Link 2 created SPVs, which all of the equity was held in. And so these were separate legal entities from Link 2, but Link 2 owned these entities. And so as long as they were structured properly, and you are still entitled to that equity, and it was structured properly, not exposed to Link 2, Everything's going to be fine. And for the people that bought Ripple equity, you're up. And some of these other companies too, I still think, like Uphold and others, I still think will play out really well. Obviously, things didn't work out with PolySign. That's what happens in private equity, right? This is a very risky game. You're going to lose most of your private equity deals most of the time, but it's those big ones that you knock out of the park that you make your money on, right? Now, the point that I wanted to make, though, this all goes back to the damages done to the XRP community into the capital markets within the United States. And some of you guys might be saying, how the heck could you be bringing this back to that? Well, think about it for a second. Had Ripple not been sued and the XRP community not targeted, Link2 had a very simple goal of actually tokenizing all of their SPVs and their equity deals on the XRP ledger. So if XRP wasn't involved in this Ripple lawsuit, and we never had to go through this, and all of the damages and confusion, and basically people that wanted to build on the XRP ledger couldn't, right? No, like none of this situation might not even be happening right now, because Link2 would have already tokenized all of their equity on the XRP ledger. Ripple would have already gone public. Link2 would have already gone public. For all we know, maybe Uphold and many of these other players could have already gone public too. Think about that reality for a second. I'm not going to get out my red folder, but I mean, seriously, this all goes back to the damages done. Now, there's some serious allegations in the lawsuit that Link2 has right now, but until those allegations are proven as fact, I can't speak on it. And nobody really is in a position without the documents, the contracts, and basically their accounting books in front of you. Without that in front of you, nobody knows, right? But this all goes back to the damages done, because XRP was tied up in this lawsuit. Ripple hasn't gone public because of this. Link2 very well could have gone public too. We would be in a completely different reality had the SEC and basically the cabal not come after us. We would already have tokenized private equity on the XRP ledger by Link2. Ripple would be public. I mean, I don't have to talk about how high XRP would be. You guys already know. XRP price would be in a different reality. Ripple valuation would already be in a different reality. And many of the investors on Link2 and other platforms that invested in Ripple equity, you probably already would have been cashed out. If you invested in Link2, stock in the company Link2, you probably already would have found exit liquidity because Link2 probably already would have gone public. But because the SEC came after Ripple and the XRP asset itself and all the XRP community, it put this huge, massive cloud over our ecosystem. You have legitimate people like Link2 that were trying to tokenize private equity on the XRP ledger, but they couldn't. Now, like I said, until we see, discovery, documents, contracts, real evidence, it's too early to say. I do want to say with the most sympathy, I 100% understand how tough this situation must be for those that are invested over there, because it's just uncertain, and this could be drawn out for quite some time. This really could, but this is the game that we're trying to get into. I'm trying to get into private equity too. I mean, I looked over these deals, and I decided to pass up on them, and the reason why is because I just felt like I needed to stay liquid. That was where I was at. I could have invested in, I could have invested on Link2. I also spoke with others who were doing deals for Ripple equity. At the end of the day, I decided to not invest. And one of the reasons that I didn't really do was, I just was concerned, basically how critical I am of the SEC every single day. and two, I just wanted to stay liquid through what we were going through. I mean, through the damages that continue, the SEC lawsuit that we're still in, the fact that it's taken till November into December of 2024 for XRP to approach its previous all-time high. That's why I wanted to stay liquid. So I didn't invest, but for those of you guys that did, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm just praying that it all works out. And I still think that as long as the equity's secure, you guys are going to make out really well on those investments. The Ripple valuation doubled after the election. So that's why I'm saying that, right? It's, yeah. And remember, it's very easy for a former disgruntled employee to throw out allegations. It's very easy, right? And it's even easier for clickbait fudsters to take these things and run with them as absolute fact, misconstruing and confusing how these things actually work. Okay? So, and once again, what was this whole game about? Getting access and democratizing private equity, giving the little guy an opportunity. So everybody was singing the praises and everybody wanted to get in. And we have to respect, it is honorable, in my opinion, to try to democratize private equity and finance and allow everybody to get access to private equity. In my opinion, it's criminal that we have an accredited investor standard. That's what's criminal. The fact that I can go put 10 grand into a meme coin, but I have to be an accredited investor to buy private equity. Couple more super chats that I want to get to. Johnny, thank you for the 3 spot. XRP holder since 2014. Love from Australia. Oh, by the way, Aussies in the chat. We have 2 more orders for free shipping to Australia, funded by our good friend 1970 Legend. Originally, the total giveaway was 24 orders of free shipping to Australia. We have 2 left. So for the Aussies in the chat that are looking to get the XRP family merch, we got 2 orders left. Okay? So take advantage of that, and I appreciate your support. Thank you, Johnny. Mr. Lucky, thank you for the 5 spot. An honest question, does anyone really have any idea what is going on? Alt season, wrong. Pricing, not even close. Tons of awesome news, price down. Well, we're holding a level that we've never really traded at for this long of a time period. We traded above $3 for 16 days. So, yeah, we're not to levels that we'd like to be at yet, but we have to acknowledge what's taking place right now. And I can speak to that, and I think that we have to acknowledge that. I think that that's being forgotten and overlooked. I think that you have a lot of new investors that are impatient. So, does anybody know what's going on? I feel like our analysis has actually been pretty spot on. In fact, I know it has. You understand that we averaged into the XRP investment and some of these other utility assets at prices that are 75 to 90% cheaper than where they're at today. We're sitting on 5 beggars and 10 beggars because we knew what was going on. Now, I can't speak for anybody else. I can speak for myself. I can speak for our community. I feel like our thesis is playing out perfectly, and I think that our strategies are helping save us, allowing us to survive and thrive during this time. Now, I don't know what's going on with some of these other crazy things. Elon in space and JFK files dropped today. Some of that, whether or not we're actually going to get lasting peace with Putin, stuff like that. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know what the heck's actually going to happen there. I told the Discord group the other day, I said, until I get a live stream of us sending the rocket or whatever we're going to send, maybe we're going to do a UFO disc, whatever we send, maybe we need the aliens to accompany us on this trip. But until I get a live stream of us going to the moon, I'm going to need to see it. The other thing, there's a couple other things. I want a live stream of us going to the ice wall and going past the ice wall. What's going on down there? And I want a live stream. And don't tell me we can't live stream because we got Starlink. So I know we can live stream. We should be able to live stream in 4K. I want and that's another thing too. What was that clip that was shared of the SpaceX Dragon, meeting up with the space station? Are you kidding me? What is that? I mean, we were using camcorders back in the 90s that had better quality than this. So until I see a live stream, I'm skeptical. Dennis, thank you for the 5 spot. And by the way, final point, Mr. Lucky, appreciate your super chat, but final point too, the price is holding, right? Is it down? Well, depending on where you measure from, sure. Is it down from the high that we just went to? Yes. Are some people in the red right now? Yes. But do you have an opportunity to scoop up here and average down before, we take off and go into price discovery? Yes, absolutely. And that's right around the corner. That's why I titled this episode XRP Finish Line. We're right at the end of the storm. We're right at the end of the bumpy path. We're about to be at that smooth gold brick laid path that takes us to the castle where the XRP flag flies the highest. That's where we're going. We're almost there. The end is in sight, and people want to give up and quit now. Rest in peace. Dennis, thank you for the 5 spot. Hedera, like Ripple and Stellar, is a U.S. government contractor per employment apps I have seen. Draw your own conclusion. Yep, and I did that HBAR deep dive. I'm watching that ecosystem closely, just like I presented with the DAG deep dive too. With each one of these projects, I like what they got cooking. With Hedera, I had to scoop up more. As I was researching it, I said, okay, I don't got enough HBAR. Let me scoop up some more. And that's what I mean. I buy my bag of HBAR. It goes down. And because I've done the fundamental research on it, do I care for 1 second that the little investment that I threw at it is down? No. I take the opportunity to double down. So I grew my position and doubled it up. And this is the difference between fundamentally investing in this space and throwing darts at a wall, in the form of sending money to your exchange randomly without a clue of what's actually going on. Alex Lopez, thank you for the 5 spot. Everyone mad at the SEC lawsuit, but we should be thanking them for allowing us to buy XRP at 50 cents for years and not hundreds of dollars. Alex, I know many people say that, right? I know many people say that. Many people say that. Hell yeah, Zach is geocentric. You know what's up. Okay, well, before people say I'm a flat earther, I'm someone who questions. Like I said, I just need a live stream. That's all I'm asking for. Just give me a live feed. From point A to point B, from the launch pad to the moon, from where do they take off from? What is that, down at the bottom of South America? From the beaches down at the bottom of South America to the ice wall and beyond. And beyond. I want a live stream. I want a live stream under the pyramids. They just said today, I saw some news item about how the pyramids, they've done the new LiDAR, which is the same technology that they're actually using to find more minerals and resources. Actually, they were talking about that up at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. But they do use the LiDAR in these new sophisticated systems for ground penetrating radar. They can see what's underneath the ground. And there's tremendous structures, much larger than anticipated, tunnel systems. And so I need a live stream of that. A live stream inside the Vatican. Would that be interesting, huh? There's a few live shows that would be very interesting. Now, Fort Knox is the other one. So we need some live feeds. Live feed Fort Knox. Live feed the Federal Reserve. Live feed the IRS. What's actually going on in there? I saw that they were trying to stop, what was it? The U.S. Peace Institute or something. There was some other government agency, program, institute that literally called Capitol Police to stop Doge from coming into the building. So they're doing everything they can to stop the American people from seeing what the heck's going on. And they're doing a lot to stop, I think, humanity from seeing what's been going on. If you've watched the Ancient Apocalypse series, there's been 2 seasons. And the most recent season was on the Americas. And that's with Graham Hancock. And I actually read Graham Hancock's book, The Fingers of the Gods, I believe is what it's called. And then obviously I've seen his appearances on Joe Rogan a couple times and some of his other work. But then he was the one that did this, I believe it was a Netflix documentary, Ancient Apocalypse. And basically they went through the Americas showing how all of these temples and structures are much larger than originally thought of. And they're using that LiDAR, ground penetrating radar, to discover those. So there's a lot, where's the gold? Where are the aliens? Where's the moon? What is the moon? Elon says we're going to Mars. I don't know. I need a live stream. I need a live show. Graham is a sham. Whether Graham's a sham or what level of a lie are we getting is what I ask now, right? Do I take any one of these guys and their stories and their information as the 100% truth gospel? No. But what they show is that we clearly were lied to, right? The archaeological finds that they have tell us that no human should have been in these spots some 5 to 10,000 years ago, or whatever the time frame is. So what we can agree on is that we were lied to. How do you get the truth? Live stream. It's simple. Live show. Thank you for the Zach attack. Hey, Crypto Cowboy, I appreciate you. I hope you're enjoying it. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. I still don't know how they do the carbon dating. That blows me away. Yep. Got a piece of this tree. It's from 1 million years ago. That's I don't know. We're trying to figure it out. We're just trying to figure it out. We just want our crypto meme coin to go up. We're just trying to catch a 10 bagger. I don't know what's real, but I'm trying to see some real profit in my portfolio. I can tell you that much. And we have, guys, you got to look at where we're at right now, right? Think of what we've done so far while still being within the storm, right? We're almost out of it. We're almost into the clear, but still being in it, we went up and hit a new all-time high, basically. If you look at Bitstamp, which is the oldest platform that traded XRP, XRP went to an all-time high on Bitstamp in January. It did. Just so everybody knows. An all-time high for XRP was achieved on Bitstamp, which is the oldest trading platform for Bitstamp. Some argue that $3.40, or it was like $3.30. The all-time high on Bitstamp was like $3.30 something. And we went up to $3.40, $3.41 on Bitstamp. So we already did achieve an XRP all-time high, essentially, with still so much more gas left in the tank. So much prosperity to still be had. Salvador Ramirez, thank you for the 5 spot. I appreciate that. Let's do some more rapid fire Q&A. We can get back on top. We can get back on topic too. Sorry for messing around a little bit. Just having fun with you guys. Rapid fire Q&A. Anyone, is the Titan 2.0 cold wallet worth trusting? Yeah. I think it's good. I actually, it's funny you mention. I had missed my I have a mailbox set up for UPS, and I had missed the email. It went to my scam email or something like that. It went to my junk email. But EliPal had told me, hey, we're sending you a mini Titan. I think it's a mini Titan 2.0. We're going to send you one for Christmas. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. I was super excited. Well, come to find out that it had been sitting in the back of the mailbox there for months. I just didn't know about it. And apparently I hadn't checked on my mailbox for a couple months because I hadn't seen any notifications that I had anything. But sure enough, EliPal did just send me this. It's a Merry Christmas gift that I haven't. I did just open it up, and it contains an EliPal mini. They sent me some nice stickers too. Got Santa Claus and Santa Claus on a rocket ship. That's kind of cute. Although there's the Bitcoin symbol on the rocket, but that's okay. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I like EliPal. I do like EliPal. I like Decent. I like Ledger. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with works. But yeah, I'm gonna be opening that up and trying that out, and I'll let you guys know what I think of it. I'll give you guys a review of the Happy New Year. Yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. One final Christmas present. If I get some merch sent to Australia, can I get some a Rams jersey thrown in to save some shipping? Absolutely not, because I don't know why you're rooting for the Rams. That's just crazy talk. No, I really don't care. I used to be a Packers fan, but I'm not too heavy into the football, professional sports anymore. But no, I cannot include a Rams jersey. The Rams suck. I'm doing my best to trigger the chat, I think my phone's gonna die here. See, we get the phone plugged in. Keep TikTok with us. Is iTrust Capital safe to invest in? I've heard nothing but good things of iTrust Capital. Really, I'm glad that a platform like theirs has come along. I haven't looked through everything that they, how they do and how they operate. I know they're going to be at XRP Las Vegas, so this would be a great opportunity for them to present kind of how they operate, and I'm sure that they will be. But it'd also be a good time. I mean, this is why I like going to XRP Las Vegas. So I get to go shake the hands, get to go meet the people that I'm entrusting to kind of help us here with this wealth plan, right? Whether that be Caleb and Brown, Uphold shows up. Coinbase should be showing up too. I should mention that to Brad. We got to get, some of these other players, should join the XRP party. I know Coinbase is kind of, maybe we don't need Coinbase there. I guess, why should we invite Coinbase when they weren't here for us when times were tough? Why should we invite them when we're having ourselves a party? Yeah, scrap that. That was a bad idea. My bad, chat. My bad. That was a terrible idea. Coinbase, I still use their platform, but they don't get a party with us. That's not happening. Okay, they're going to have to make up to us. Okay. Breaking news: Zach Rector official YouTube channel publicly declares that the Rams suck. Xena XRP isn't happy with you, Zach. Well, add her to the list. Add her to the list. That's okay. I don't know why. I thought she was happy with me. These people, they get happy, they like you, they don't like you, they block you, they say things about you. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We never left. No plans on leaving. We were here through the bear market with you guys. I'm going to be here through the 589 days with you guys. Okay? Not going anywhere. Oh, Silverado man, I almost missed your super chat. I saw you left a good comment on my update earlier today too. I forget what it was, but I recognized your name. I was like, oh, it's Silverado. I appreciate your comments and your support, my friend. Thank you. If whales and institutions are buying right now, how come the price isn't going up? Great question. It's because they're buying OTC. So they're buying over the counter. They're going directly to Ripple. They're going to other market makers for institutions, and they're conducting OTC transactions. So it's not reflected on the public order books. It never hits the public order books. So that's why these institutions can make accumulations right now without impacting price much. Now, how does this dynamic change going forward? This is what we got to focus on. This brings us back to the XRP supply shock scenario. And if at some point down the road, they can no longer be buying as much XRP as they would like, or any XRP OTC from Ripple, then they would have to go to the public markets. Or they would have to buy it amongst themselves, right? They would, as an institution, would have to go buy it from another institution. This is why that headline that David Sachs dumped his crypto holdings is 100% BS. He divested of them, and the way that he did so was OTC going to an OTC market maker or institution that conducted that for him. So, I mean, he literally could have gone to a friend too. Be like, hey, do you want my soul? And he got out of Solana at a good time, that's for sure. But he sold OTC, which does not impact the market price. So that's why the accumulation of XRP continues behind the scenes, OTC, and why it doesn't impact price. Okay. Is OTC legal? 100%. Yeah. Yeah. You don't talk about anything besides XRP and DAG lately? Well, I've talked about some of these other cryptos. I did deep dives on HBAR, XCN, Sologenic, Stellar. We just got the update on Flare. To be honest with you guys, I just don't find many of these other cryptos that interesting, but I'm happy to take a look at some of these. So any other cryptos that you would like me to talk about, I'll take a look at. Let me know in the comments down below. Does OTC show up on the ledger? Yes, it would show up OTC on the ledger because it's going to show leaving Ripple's wallet address and going to an unknown wallet. So literally some of those transactions that you're seeing on the whale alerts, 50 million XRP goes from Ripple wallet to unknown wallet. That could be Ripple going to, from one wallet to another wallet, or it could be Ripple sending it to an institutional partner for on-demand liquidity, or an institutional partner that just wants to get some XRP. And this is the big sticking point in the SEC versus Ripple appeal, is that Ripple wants the ability to be able to sell XRP to institutions, and they need to have clarity on that going forward. And so that's why they've appealed. When would we see price change from them buying? When the broader market realizes that there's way less XRP available for retail than we've been led to believe. So basically there comes a point down the road here where we realize, wait, there's not really much XRP trickling down to the public retail exchanges, and the institutions, at some point, maybe they have to start buying from retail. That's when we would see it reflect on price, is when that runs out, or when they're forced to go to the public markets. That's when we're going to see that move on price. And it's something that picks up like a flywheel. As soon as the word gets out, hey guys, Ripple's not selling any more XRP OTC. Not only do the institutions get to see that and say, oh crap, well now I have to go source it from somewhere else, but the retailer, us, we would be able to see that too, if it was reported publicly, which I assume that it would be at some point, because Ripple let us know that they stopped programmatic sales to exchanges back in 2019. So this is why I say that the narrative that Ripple's been dumping on us is a load of BS, because they stopped selling to exchanges programmatically in 2019. So they've only been selling XRP to on-demand liquidity partners since 2019 Q3. They're not dumping on us. In fact, everything that Ripple's been doing in their on-demand liquidity is really net neutral on XRP price. So it doesn't impact XRP's price going up or down, because they want to be able to report to their clients, hey, we can provide you liquidity without you having to be worried about, and in many cases, they're actually using XRP without their client ever owning or holding the XRP. That's why they're conducting a buy and a sell on either side. That's how on-demand liquidity works, and why it's net neutral on price. One party's selling XRP, one party's buying XRP. Ripple might be the custodian that holds that XRP the entire time, which is why Ripple has been reporting in their market reports that yes, they're selling billions of XRP, but they're also buying billions of XRP. So what's the net outflow from Ripple wallets? Way less than the common perception. So once the market perception is reality, and so once the market realizes, oh crap, there's way less XRP actually available out here for retail, that's when you get that run. Especially if you're wanting XRP to actually use it for its utility, the DeFi ecosystems, or you just want to hold it as a reserve. That's where that demand overtakes and overpowers the supply. Simple supply-demand dynamics at play. And when you hit a shortage of supply on the exchanges, the word starts to spread, And this is it's like a contagion. You posted a video about the retail market should keep buy XRP through the XRP ledger. Would love to see more of a deep dive on how the average investor could position themselves in the early market. Yeah, so the Zalman wallet is the best wallet right now. First Ledger is working on creating a wallet, and I talked about that in my update earlier today. I talked about the private ledger, and then I talked about the new wallet that First Ledger is creating. So you have Zalman, you have First Ledger. I don't know what they're going to call their new wallet, if it's going to be the First Ledger wallet or what it's going to be. But basically, it's a self-custody wallet, just like Zalman. So that's step one, is a self-custody wallet that allows you to, interact with the XRP ledger. Zalman, First Ledger is going to create one. Crossmark is one that exists right now. There's talks of XRP ledger integration within the Phantom wallet. I don't think that they've integrated yet. But basically, you want a wallet that you self-custody the keys that allows you to interact with the XRP ledger. So that allows you to be your own bank and hold your own assets. And then the interfaces that you're going to use for the DEX, you can use the Zalman wallet. You can use X apps that are within the Zalman wallet that allow you to interact with the DEX. Or you can go to these, XP Marketplace, Anados Finance, X Magnetic. First Ledger is a platform to trade. Obviously, it's known for trading memes, but they've added other coins on the XRP ledger as well. And eventually, when they roll out their wallet, you'll have full integration with the XRP ledger. So that's the key, is self-custody your keys for your XRP ledger wallet, whether you're using Zalman or First Ledger, etc. And then the second step is to start using these interfaces that allow you to interact with the XRP ledger DEX. What you do is you pull up X Magnetic, you pull up XP Market, you link your wallet, and then you connect your wallet. You basically pull up the Zalman wallet on your phone, or at least this is how I do it. And then you scan the QR code on X Magnetic or XP Market, and then it connects your Zalman wallet. It connects to the X Magnetic or XP Market wallet. Now, what you're doing is you're giving access to these platforms to send and receive transactions from your wallet address. Okay, so this is how you take everything into full control. You self-custody your XRP on one of those platforms. They allow you to interact with the DEX. They allow you to interact with the AMM. And then there's really, not all that much to do right now. You can trade memes. You can, trade NFTs on the XRP ledger. And then there are some DeFi programs that are coming about. Obviously, you could buy real-world assets like RLUSD. You could earn 5% on your RLUSD at Uphold, stuff like that. But there's going to be more DeFi to come. And so that's where it's going to be beneficial for you guys to understand how to use the XRP ledger DEX. Because you'll be able to, send your XRP over to the DeFi program that's going to pay you off, 5 to 10% yield on your XRP, etc. So that's being in full control. Does Caleb and Brown have experience to help guide someone through Zalman? They would, and it's funny because Caleb and Brown actually encourages self-custody too. They will help you move your assets from your Zalman wallet to Caleb and Brown. But the thing about Caleb and Brown is you can't interact with the XRP ledger DEX from the Caleb and Brown platform. At least not right now. Maybe down the road they create a platform, or basically what these are interfaces. These are just user interfaces, essentially apps that allow you to interact with the XRP ledger DEX. Tangem, same thing. So it's two separate things, right? I keep XRP on these exchanges so that I can sell it When it goes up to my price targets, I keep XRP. I have multiple Zaman wallets. I have multiple First Ledger wallets. I create new wallets for doing different things, for participating in the AMM, for participating in the trading of memes, etc. Yeah. Oh, we got a Satoshi in the chat. Okay. We got a Satoshi in the chat. There you go. I'll show you guys an example here. Let me see. Well, never mind. I was going to show you here. Or yeah, I'll pull up this. Yeah, my wallet's not connected. Here you go. So here's X Magnetic. This is one of the user interfaces that I use, and I do like. I use XP Market. I use X Magnetic. Okay. What you'll see right here is the Connect wallet up here. Connect your Zaman wallet, MetaMask, Gem wallet, Crossmark, Wallet Connect. On First Ledger, you can even sign in with your Google account or your Twitter account, I believe. So they've done that. So what I would do is I would hit Zaman because I have a few different Zaman wallets. My MetaMask wallet only has Ethereum. And I've spoken with Ryan, I think his name's Ryan O'Malley or Malley, but I know his first name's Ryan, who created the Crossmark wallet. I've never used it, but I have set it up, I believe. But yeah, I mostly use the Zaman wallet for creating the wallets. And then X Magnetic here, this is the interface. So right up here it says trade. I can go to DEX, swap, or market. And I'll show you what the DEX does right here. So I go to DEX, and we got the MEG versus XRP chart pulls up right away. Let's look up something else. Bitcoin Maxi Tiers in my recent searches. Bitcoin Maxi Tiers, here it is. Now this is pulling up, this is just within the markets, right? So I'm going to go down here, and it says services. It says trade, AMM, or set trust line. To add any XRP asset, XRP Ledger token, you need to have a trust line set. So if I wanted to buy Bitcoin Maxi Tiers, I would come down right here. I would hit set trust line. You send that operation through your Zaman wallet, if that's what you're using. You allow Zaman wallet to set the trust line for you. And then you come back to this platform, and then we go to trade. This brings us to the DEX interface. This is the DEX interface that they provide with your chart. You have your order book right over here. Shows you all the buy and selling. Shows you a chart here on Bitcoin Maxi Tiers. Hopefully starting to bottom out here. Praying it's starting to bottom out. I did pick up some more Bitcoin Maxi Tiers the other week. Don't know how that's doing right now, but not doing as well as I would like it to, right? But Bitcoin Maxi Tiers here is just one example. You can slide over to the AMM. And this is where you can provide liquidity, right? You got the XPM, that's the XP market token versus the XRP pair right here. The magnetic versus XRP. And I don't know how they have this listed. But let me do this by contributors. So I can organize this however I'd like. We have 3,300 contributors to the XPM XRP pool, and the fee right now is 0.69%. Meg XRP has 2,500. Solo XRP has 1,100. Now, Pongo has 948. Okay, scrolling on down here, 546. I feel like this must be only the contributors on X Magnetic. This is not the total amount of contributors, I don't think, on the entire AMM. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys right here. They also have farming. You can do farming on the MEG token, and you can also do farming over here on Factora, whatever that is. Says the APR on this pool is 24%. The APR on this pool is 104%. Not for me. They also have tournaments, NFTs, more tools and stuff, more resources. Okay. So this is just one of the interfaces that I use along with XP Market. And then the wallet that I use is Zaman. That's just a quick rundown. How do you spell that wallet? It's X-A-M-A-N, Zaman. Okay, you'll pay them in fees when you sell, I guess. The problem with, well, actually, X Magnetic doesn't take any fees, I don't believe. I don't believe that X Magnetic or XP Market takes any fees on your trades. First Ledger does. First Ledger does 1%. But a lot of people use First Ledger because it's so convenient and so fast. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, folks. Hey, let's take one last quick look at XRP as we wrap up this session. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you like this video. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Looks like XRP is at $2.29 on its way back up. I think that that was the last little back test there before the Fed meeting. We got that taking place tomorrow. So I will be back tomorrow, not only providing an update on that Fed meeting and Jerome Powell's speech, but also I have an interview with Austin King, the founder of Omni, that I'm going to be airing tomorrow evening as well. So make sure you don't miss that. Subscribe, hit our notification bell. If you guys appreciate this update, please help us out by liking this video. On the way out, all of our community resources are available at zachrector.com if you want to check those out. I have quick links in the description down below. And then also the website has everything for you guys. Really want to say thank you for everybody stopping by tonight and participating in the chat. You guys make these so much fun. That's why I like hanging out with you guys for a couple hours here. We'll be back again Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. And then we will be back on our Discord weekly call schedule Saturday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. If you want to join us in the private group, you sign up through Patreon to get access to Discord. People have been also asking about the one-on-one sessions. Just go to my website. You'll find in the community resources tab, the one-on-one sessions are available there. And then if there's anything else that you guys need, the only safe place to get in touch with us is really our website, unless you're within our Patreon or Discord community. So please stay safe out there. Anything else that you guys need, let me know. And I will see you guys tomorrow in the next one, okay? Have a great night and God bless you all. Thank you.